You bring me up, bring me down. Play, mister. Let's play a game, Derb. Shall we play a game? Let's go to Risa for day 25 of the Risa annual Lohlunat festival. I'm not eating any ice cream today, so no messes this time, hopefully. You know. Dance off, remaining 11 minutes. Holy schnickel frits. Let's quickly join that to get that out of the way. Wow. Come on. What are we doing? Do the running man.
Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. Wow. Came in a little late.
Raise the roof.
I didn't get a chance to get started until way late. Just kind of put things off a little bit. And time got away from me.
Woo! Wave your hands.
Woo! Wave your hands. Mr. Saxo beat.
Just dance.
Just dance. Loading up the chat on the side always causes some frame issues for no reason.
Do the snake.
Do the snake. Snake. What happened? Snake. Snake! Welcome to the chat room, Mister.
Do the robot.
Robot. Well, today I checked the eggs and they're still there. Checked the milk and moved it, and so we got
Raise
milk.
the roof.
So no one should complain tomorrow about that. Didn't get most of the floor cleaned up though that I was supposed to. Just a day.
Dance club style.
Crab style. Got to talking with an associate about just random things. Talked about like, what was it we started talking about? It started to be interesting. Like the Earth and you know, them wanting to colonize or something, you know, and I told
Raise the roof.
the employee the story about the guy that found his father's tape reels and, you know, Kree the alien kind of thing, and they found it really interesting. I was like talking about like
Do the robot.
the Bob Lazar stuff in Area 51 or S4, you know, kind of thing, and piqued their interest a little bit, you know. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll just go on out and just talk about some more stuff. And I brought up remote viewing.
Do the robot.
And they're like, what is that? And I said, well, you know, it's like, you know, psychics, right? They, if you believe in psychics and believe in what they do is real, seeing the future or seeing
Do
something
the
fall off,
sidestep.
seeing something from far off when you're not there, you know, like being able to like see it in your head and know where someone's at or something like that. And they found it kind of interesting, so I continued, and started talking more about like the Cold War, or back in the day whenever nations were trying to spy on one another, and so they came up with
Just Dance.
the Star Wars, or not Star Wars, Just Dance. This thing just completely throws me off, from, like, discussions and stuff. At the Stargate.
The robot.
Damn it. The Stargate project. About getting a bunch of people that were high on the spectrum of ESP and stuff during the like 60s, 50s, and all that in the United States.
Woo! Wave your hand.
And like have them sit down and try to spy on like China, Russia, all these other places. Just like close their eyes and then tell them, hey, what are they doing now, kind of thing.
Do the Running Man.
And this is like a real thing the CIA did back in that day and time. You know, they had the program for that. It's documented too. Like, you can go to the government website, the CIA government website,
Woo! Wave your hand.
and you could see like all sorts of reports and stuff that they had back then for that. And one of them really piqued my interest a long time ago because I was just YouTube's,
Wave your hand.
you know how you just kind of get on a thing on there and you just keep watching and watching and watching, and finally I came across one of them that was really interesting, and they talked about this one remote viewer, which remote viewing is what they
Do
believe.
The Running Man.
Running Man. It's what they believed that Nostradamus was able to do. Like, his quatrains and being able to predict the future and things that he'd never seen and write them down and stuff. And
Do the Running Man.
like, it's kind of like a shift in your perspective of physical being versus your spiritual being or whatever. And I'm waiting for this to be over with because I can't concentrate while this is going on. Raise the fucking roof. There it is. But him writing down stuff about history and stuff of that nature, and it turned out to be Hitler and the Twin Towers falling, and then,
Do the sidestep.
I guess it's just up to interpretation, though, as far as all that concerned. But one of the things, though, on the CIA website that I saw in this video, and then I actually read more about the case that was there, was
Just Dance.
this one remote viewer was brought into a room, and an envelope was placed in front of him. This envelope didn't have, like, it wasn't, like, they didn't tell him to open it, they just set it there. And
Do the leg kick.
leg kick. They told him they wanted him to remote view a certain coordinates in a certain year. So they gave him spatial coordinates, like,
It's club style.
like longitude, latitude, and all that. And close his eyes and tell them what he saw. And he was like, okay. So you can go read this too on the CIA website.
Do the leg kick.
Son of a bitch. There we go. Okay. How far has this gone? This is really hard to concentrate and talk whenever I'm having to listen to this thing talking. Oh. This is kind of how I am
Dance.
in real life. Whenever somebody's like talking, I cannot talk while they're talking. It's just impossible for me. So I guess I'll wait till this is over until I can continue.
Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. Raise the roof. I could do 9 in that many minutes. It's 15-second interval or something like that. 10 seconds. Ah.
Do the snake.
I wish I could mute that too. I can, but then I'd have to pay attention over here. Like, I'd have to watch it and go like this, and then have to look for it back and forth. And I just
Do the sidestep.
fucking shit steps. Anyway, I'll try. Let's see. Come on, say something. I know it's anticipating it. It just drives
To
me
the
fucking nuts.
sidestep.
Sidestep. Alright. But they gave him spatial coordinates, and they said, tell us what you see. And he was like, I see like a city that looks like something like this, and and there's these these beings that are like 9 foot tall, and there's a situation going on. There's like an evacuate. I don't know, something about like an evacuation if I remember correctly, and like ships were being launched. Snake, yay! Like people leaving the planet or something like that during a devastation, and um, they told him like to travel like to a different year or something. So he went again, and he was
To the running man.
he was underground. Uh, and then he said, "What are they doing?" And there's like, just asking all these questions about like what he's actually seeing. And they told him to actually communicate with whatever he was looking at.
Wave your hand.
Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands. There's okay. Um, we can do this in less than a minute. I fucking hate this.
Do the snake.
It's like one of the worst parts of this vacation thing is having to do this Risa stuff. Not the whole Risa, but the dance. It just gets annoying sometimes.
Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. I can do this. One more. That's all I got to do. And I'll be clear. Okay. Come on. Pop it up.
Do the snake.
The fucking snake. Alright. Okay. Done with that bullshit. Now we can go to Powerboard Race, which I like, actually. But, anyway. Getting to the Powerboard Race. Getting to the, more about it, like, the CIA people, while the guy was sitting there in the office, were asking him, like, about, what he saw, right? And, he said, like, these figures, which were, like, 9 foot tall, and they had, like, elongated hands, and their heads were certain shapes and whatnot, and they were wearing these robes or whatever, and they were freaked out because everything around them was, like, being destroyed or something, and so they were trying to leave or planet or something, their planet. And so the CIA people were like, hey, talk to them, and he said, I'm in communication with them, asking them questions or whatnot. And long story short, because it's best to just read it, the thing, because this is actually documented, and a real CIA like transcript. They told him to like come out of like he remote viewed like a million years in the past is what they told him to do at these specific coordinates. And is it gonna bling again? Why is it blinging so much? Is it because I'm close to this thing? I don't like noises that are like that. Makes no damn sense. But they instructed him or something to like open up the envelope after the whole session was over with, and it gave the coordinates, the year, or like how many years ago, and it gave the location of these coordinates as being Mars 1,000,000 years ago. And that to me was just amazing. Like to have a remote viewing of, say, something that happened 1,000,000 years ago on another planet, and it kind of falls into that whole like the seed ship type thing that people always like some mention about that we didn't actually come from this planet. We were brought here as like a DNA type bomb or seed or whatever for the planet, because the planet they or our previous type of beings came from somewhere else, and that being probably Mars. And so there was like several more remote viewings after all that was over and stuff that you can. It better not disqualify, you damn it. But I'll link to the document or whatever in my below the video if it's still up. It was up years ago whenever I read about it. But do you see what I did there? I put on the fucking brakes. I'm like, no shit, no.
Grab the flag at the end
Grab
of
the
the
flag
race.
at the end of the race. Oh, I probably could have got second too. Okay, that is over. Let's go over here and prepare for the Horga'hn Hunt. But the guy that in the video I watched, I can't seem to find this video anymore. But the video that I watched, they had like another segment of it to where the guy that did the remote viewing or whatever was still alive, and they invited him to remote view like another like place. It wasn't CIA that did this. It was like after all that, you know, years later after it became unclassified. Um, they had like a person, a volunteer or whatever, like go to a specific location of their own, like whatever, like you know, not predetermined where it was going to be, and be right there. And then they gave like the guy a picture of the dude or whatever, and they said, okay, tell us where he's at, and like you know, so he gets like a piece of paper out, and he starts sketching like a waterway and a bridge and trees and stuff or whatever, and um, so then they like did I think it was they had a camera and they like you know like the guy turned the camera on his phone or something and turned it around to where he was at, and it was like almost an identical drawing as to what this remote viewer had seen. And it all goes back to like the capabilities that we probably possess, that we've always had the ability to use but can't remember how to use it, or it's blocked somehow. Like we have to retrain ourselves how to use special skills, like you know the telekinesis and pyrokinesis, or the kinesises as it is. Like we're all capable of doing stuff like that, levitation, you know, whatever, astral projection, uh, that sort of stuff. So that got my mind spinning today when I was at work, and I just kept talking about stuff like the pyramids and all that kind of thing, and it just got really like an involved thing. And then when I'm talking about this, these customers come in. Of course, they're old farts and whatnot, so they're looking at me like I'm crazy, and the person on the register looks up to them and says, "Well, you know, it's been hot, so this is what happens whenever people get a heat stroke." You know, like laughing it off. I'm thinking, we were just talking seriously about this stuff, and you got me all excited, and now you're like talking me down, and like you know, to as if I'm crazy or something. But yeah, you know, it's an interesting thing. It's like whenever you know, I don't know, lucid dream, or you dream that you've been somewhere before, and you haven't, but or deja vu that sort of happens. It's not the whole eye deja vu people call it, but an actual feeling that you have been somewhere before, but you've never been there now. It's like you know, it's just the odd and unexplained paranormal stuff that is not supposed to be paranormal. It's supposed to be like a normal nature thing that we're capable of doing. Like you know, when people talk about the psychics, and it's not that they're you know, it's not psychic, as in like ooh, you know, mysterious stuff or whatever they're capable of doing. It's paranormal. It's actually it's normal, and it's remote viewing. You know, it's something we're all capable of doing. We just need to retrain ourselves, or relearn how to do it, or whatever. And it's like opening up your mind to the possibility and believing stuff like that can actually happen, or the men who stare at goats situation. You know, like how you just look at a cloud and disperse it with your thoughts, or make a goat pass out, or have a heart attack or a heart stop. You know, that I talked about before. But that stuff really just intrigues me. I don't know, have I talked about that on here yet? That part of it, not the goat part, but the astral projection and all that. There was like what was it, like 15 plus years ago, that I was like looking into like how to train yourself to, you know, use the potential of your mind or whatever. And there was a report that this lady had like divorced her husband because she kept. At first, she was dreaming that he was cheating on her with a specific woman with a specific look or whatever, like she had red hair or whatever like that. I don't know if it was red hair, but it was something of that nature where the like details of this to where the woman was like said she was floating above them in her dream and watching them go eat at a restaurant and all this kind of stuff, and where they would go after to like a hotel or something. She would wake up in the morning and her husband would have gotten in late that night, and she said I've had the weirdest dream or whatever that you were out with another woman and you were here doing this or whatever like that. And she said his face like got pale. And he said, how'd you know about that? And she says, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, I got to tell you something or whatever like that. And he said that for the past whatever something or another, she had been cheating, or he had been cheating on her with another woman. And he gave like the details of what the woman looked like, and the lady, it matched what the lady had seen in her dream. But there's a lot of people out there that speculate that she wasn't actually dreaming, that she astral projected while she was sleeping and actually saw this. Like her, her consciousness or spirit, whatever you want to call it, life force, which is supposed to be something that we're all capable of doing, leaving the body, and stuff like that. But there's been a few cases around the world like that I've like researched before, but never actually pursued it myself, like, or tried. Never have time to try stuff like figuring it out. But it's something like, what is that movie? It's not The Conjuring. It's something about the guy that acts in The Conjuring. He's in that same movie where he's had the ability to like his spirit leave his body, and then there's like this old grandmother looking person that's trying to take over his body. I don't know. I forget the name of that movie for some reason. But damn it, that's gonna plague me now until I look it up. Shit. It's like a freaky type movie. There was a bunch of high school students showed the movie too at some sort of church thing for kids, and the parents got all upset about it. This was around here a few years back. What the hell was that movie? Can't believe people actually use that scanner to try to find these things. Damn. Oh, I was just right on the edge of my tongue right then too, and I just totally forgot it. All you gotta do is like look at the map up here, and it's usually in its two locations. Insidious. That's what it is in my head. Insidious.
You found 10 Horga'hns. Come and get a bonus like you found. Welcome to Ride.
But that's like some of it. Like in the movie, he has the ability to leave his body and stuff. And astral projection is that kind of thing that has been talked about and studied, and people claim they can do it and this kind of thing. But I don't know. I think we all kind of do that, like at night. And when you're dreaming, like you're falling, what if you're falling back into your body and then you crash into your body and that's when you wake up? Because they say, like, you're anchored to your body or whatever when you're astral projecting. And that means, like, nothing can actually take you over while it's like that. You own your body. But, and, you may have the dreams or something where you're flying around and feeling real lucid, like you're controlling everything. And what if you're actually just, out of it, out of body experiencing your stuff? There's been several reports, when people are like, in for surgeries and stuff, and they die on the table temporarily, or like when they just stop their hearts or something. They'll say that they like were aware of where everything was in the room when they were being operated on, up to like, where stuff was sitting and the situation, versus being asleep and I guess sort of awake, that most people would say. But yeah, Anyway, astral projection sounds like a cool thing, and if you can just do it at will, if that's possible, that's awesome. Because I believe like we have a lot of abilities in us. It's like the ability to self heal. What was on I think Ripley's Believe It or Not. They had a show back in the day with Dean Cain, the guy that played Superman in The Adventures of Superman and Lois or something that was on in the 90s. And but they had a show called Ripley's Believe It or Not, which is, it's a real, like, Ripley's Believe It or Not is a real thing, whatever place you can go and look at, like, things that are real or not real, just depending on your point of view. And so did we get any fucking birds? I got a damn monkey. Got an adult. Let me go back over to the monkeys. I got 2 birds, fire spray, and another fire spray adult. Okay, so we're gonna go back in. But on this, they had a video that was filmed in, like, with a good camera. I mean, it wasn't one of those crappy cameras where you can't see shit. But it was like a guy that could poke his arm with like a needle and just start bleeding, but then start, like, he could control the bleeding and stop it completely, and then you can, like, look at the cut on his arm or whatever, or the hole, and it would seal back up, kind of like, Wolverine style or whatever. It's like a healing factor thing, and it was about, like, him being able to just control it with his mind. Which one was that? Red Tiki. There it is. But yeah, that's the stuff that's really intriguing. I guess if you devote, like, your whole life to a way of doing something, kind of like what David Blaine, the magician or illusionist or whatever he is, crazy? No, yeah, not crazy. But like, what he does to prepare to do a certain thing, like, he will actually train his body to do certain stuff. Like, whenever he was encased in ice or something, he had to learn how to control, like, his metabolism and all this kind of stuff. And, like, children over in other countries, say, like, certain areas of China, we're going to do flying high. But children over in, like, like I was saying, China, or if they perform like a circus type things or whatever, it's like they say, okay, you're going to do this head spinning thing, and that's going to be what you do for the rest of your life. So they devote their whole life to having to do it. And devotion and dedication to something like that, and there's no stopping you, or the potential that you can have for something like that. That's amazing to me. It takes a strong mind to do things. Almost like the fictitious Batman. Like, out of all the characters in DC Universe, he's apparently the strongest one mentally. Everybody else may have super strength, or may be able to, like, run super fast, or have a special powerful ring, but Batman relies on his knowledge and his tech. And there was an episode, like, where was that? It was maybe like a movie or whatever, how all the members of the Justice League were kind of like taken over or whatever, and, like, defeated in a way or whatever. It wasn't like the thing that Batman has the ability to, or technology and understanding of how to end every one of the Justice League members. It was like this creature thing or whatever could get into their minds and make them doubt themselves and stuff, but it couldn't penetrate Batman's mind. And it's just a strong-minded person, could do that if you were really like that in real life. I guess then you wouldn't have, like, depression and stuff, huh? Well, that rules me out. Anxiety, depression. But, like, a special ability type situation to where you're like, your mind is so strong you can control physically anything. And that like would also open the doorway to being able to telepathically talk to people and like move objects with your mind by thinking it. I've tried in real life. Like, just people say, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to pull that cloud over here. I want it to rain. I'm trying to see if I can do that." Because when I was a kid, at about maybe 6, 7 years old, I was out in the yard and it started raining. And I kept thinking to myself, rain, not the song, rain, rain, go away, but go away, rain, go away, go away, stop raining on me. And I could have sworn it just like stopped right just above me. And it kept raining all around me, but not in that one little spot as I was walking. And to this day, I believe I did that. I probably didn't though, but I believe it. And if I believe it, I'm crazy. But there's that old Risa glitch again. Say hello to my little friend. I unzip in front of you. You have fun? You see? No. Okay. But like I can be at work, and like I did the whole cloud thing, and I said I want it to rain, and then like 10 minutes later, it's pouring down rain. But I don't know that I'm doing that. It's just cloudy, and I see a cloud coming, and I'm like, it's going to make it rain. And they're like, oh, it's pouring down rain. I said, do you want me to make it stop raining? They look at me like, yeah, okay. So I go out there, I'll close my eyes, and I'll think, stop raining. Stop raining. You're not raining anymore. And then 10 minutes later, it will stop raining. I said, well, I made it stop raining. Now what do y'all want me to do? They look at me like I'm stupid or crazy, and they just forget all about me and they go about their day. But it's kind of like, the Mandela effect stuff. Stuff that actually happens that we all think we know the changes and things, and then all of a sudden people just forget that the changes happen, and they just go about their day. Not me. I can remember. What was it? It was several years. It's always several years ago with me, isn't it? It's never like, hey, it just happened yesterday. No. About this post on 4chan, way back when that was a thing, and the Mandela stuff started up. It was like, I am one of 23 scientists who were responsible for the thing you call like the Mandela effect, and the poster was like very convincing as far as factual details about certain things. And it was like about that one of the scientists or somebody had broke something on purpose so that the people like us or something would actually know that something was going on, that our memory was being changed or something. And it was really like every time they'd ask a question, he could come back with an answer that made sense. And at the end of it, it was like, just question everything that you know. If you believe it's a certain thing, then it's a certain thing. Well, after the Mandela stuff started happening, and I started like just actually opening my mind, there have been a few little instances that I could claim that I've experienced. Like there was this stool that we sold at the place I work. I've already mentioned in one previous video or two, where it says like up to so many pounds, or not pounds as in money, but physical like weight pounds, like how much you weigh. Stone, some call it, I believe. But this girl had brought one up to the register and said, I don't think this can support my weight. Do you think it could? It says it's up to like 200 and whatever, like pounds. And I said, well, I'm like over 200 and whatever or something, and it seems to work fine for me when I use it around the store. And we both looked at it and we were like, okay, sure. So she brings it back like or no, she didn't bring it back. She comes back one of the days, and I asked her, I said, how's that stool working for you? She said, oh, it's working great, and it's holding up really well. And she said, but funny thing is, though, it says 300 and something pounds on it. But I could have sworn whenever I brought it up to you the other day, it said 200. I said, it did say 200 or 250 or whatever it was. And which I'm not saying I'm 250. I'm not that I'm not tall. I'm short, but I am over the 200 some odd mark. But and I went over there to like the shelf and I looked through all of them. I said, these all say 350, not 250. And she was like, yeah, that's weird. And I said, that's a Mandela thing right there. This happened, you know. And then I like one that I had brought my mom years. I went to her house and looked it up, and it was like ripped right where it said like either 3 or 2. And I was like, this is weird, you know. And that made me think more about the Mandela stuff. So that's just one example of something I've been through. And there's also at the place I work, we sell. It's either called Edie's or Eddie's ice cream. It was spelled with 2 D's, Eddy. I remember it. Several other people remember it. The internet remembers. A lot of places on the internet. But now it's Edy apostrophe S. And that's what you see everywhere on the internet now. And people are like, no, there was 2 S or 2 D's in this thing. Now there's only 1. What's going on? That's a Mandela thing. Another one I kind of like didn't happen to me, but I read about and I checked up on at work was this couple had bought some Tidy Cats cat litter that is sold over here. I don't know if it's sold anywhere else in the world, but in the U.S. it is. It is called, Tidy Cats, KTS or KATS, no CATS, cats, Tidy Cats with a S, and in like this no, it wasn't a Mandela post, but it was just a story or something about this weird thing that happened to these people. When they bought it, they poured some of it out for their cat, and
Competitive racers, on your mark.
hold on.
Get set. Go!
But like the next day, when the girl goes in there to like get something else or whatever that this stuff, the box of Tidy Cats was sitting at, she said that the S was gone. And so she called her boyfriend or whatever, her husband, in there to look at it. And he said, hey, yeah, it is missing. It used to have an S, and the box did not have an S on it. So then she goes back to the store, and she looks, and every one of them are like that. And they're thinking, okay, it must just be a typo or whatever like that. Until like 2 or 3 days later, whenever
Check in at the flag before equipping your opponent.
like a few days later, they go back into like the pantry thing or whatever to get something out, and the S has reappeared on the box. It went from Tidy Cats to Tidy Cat, back to Tidy Cats. So that's an odd one there. I don't know if that was true though. I just had read about it. So it's nothing. It's not that it happened to me or nothing like that. It's just yes, we got it. But yeah, that's just a few examples of something that's actually happened. The two that I'm aware of versus some others that you kind of experience or whatever. Misremembering, sure. Things physically changing that you are sure of that have just happened and changed right back. Early artifact scavenger hunt. But yeah, it's just some weird stuff, that Mandela thing. Berenstein or Berenstain Bears. Which one was it? I remember the other. I don't remember an A.
Say, there's a bunch of How can I?
I don't know. It was mentioned like in that the one of 23 scientists thing of 4chan before though. It was like memory. There's going to be some sort of a memory thing, but after so many years, everyone will kind of forget about certain parts and just remember it at the beginning a certain way, like a melding together of two different realities type situation. Like changing of historical fact and timeline stuff or whatever. Like, say, if you could go back in time. Oh, this is going to be one of those weird ones, isn't it? Let's go in this little hole right here. Like, say, if you go back in time, change one little thing, how long does it take it to catch up with, the change? How long does it take the change to catch up with the timeline? Is it going to be instant? It'll probably instant for whoever goes back and then, comes back to the present. But if it were to happen for you, would it, sort of slowly creep up through the time and then change and then some be aware of it? I'm going to have to sit there and click on that hard. Okay, nothing there. It says it's over here. I'm just randomly going around now because it doesn't seem accurate anymore. I think it depends on where you actually spawn, though. Like I've mentioned that. Like if you wait for it, it'll spawn and it's easier. But if you go after it early, it's like it says, nope, sorry.
You found it! Quickly, dig it up and bring it back to me at my camp.
There's definitely like a breathy type thing there. A thing. But like, what if, certain things do change? And those of us who are aware of it continue to, always remember. Like the story of that. I've mentioned it before. The lady that goes to bed and wakes up and she goes to the building she works in, and all of a sudden she doesn't work on that floor. She works on a different floor and has all the time, and everyone says she has, but she knows for a fact she hasn't. Or the guy that wakes up one morning and he no longer has his kids, and he's married to someone else, and he's like wondering what the hell's going on, or married to the same woman, but they've never had kids, and he says, where are so and so and so and so? Well, we don't. Who's that? And not being able to get back to that because of a certain time, and it like a ripple through time that changes everything, but you're the only one that's aware of that change. I believe stuff like that can really happen. Like, was that one about the man from Turin or something? That's like one of those folk tales of the internet that can... I don't know where the story is originally at, but it goes like a guy gets off of a plane or whatever, and they ask him for his identification and papers of where he's going, because he's...
For a limited time only, I will be awarding bonus favors to anyone who comes help me
God
locate
fucking
temporal
shit.
artifacts.
That's like a mouth there, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna meander. Like a story time, I guess. But no, if you've never heard of the story, it's really interesting and intriguing read, or watching if you want to watch it on YouTube. But this guy gets off of a plane, like or he's getting on one, or he's in an airport or whatever, going or coming or going. And they're asking him for like his passport and where he's going, and they notice on the passport that there's it's like a location where he's going or coming from that doesn't exist. And I think he was going to. And they said, this country doesn't exist. And he says, that's where I'm from. And they said, you must be mistaken. This is not where this place doesn't exist. And they take him to a map, and he points to where it is. And on the map, he's shocked to see that it's a different, like, the place is called something different. And he's like, no, I came from there. And he has like all this paperwork from this supposed place in his briefcase. He's got more documentation that proves like this is who this guy is, and this guy's freaking out, and he's like, getting all crazy and stuff, and saying, what happened to where's my country thing at? And so they interrogate him, like the authorities interrogate him and stuff about like what he's actually doing, where he's from and stuff. And this guy's like, he's freaking. So they're like, just put him in like a room or whatever, in like a place, and they place guards outside. And this is like a place that cannot be like escaped from. And then like the next morning, everything was gone that was his, including himself. Like it was like he was never there. And they think, like, the speculation on it out there is like, 'cause this is just me summing it up. It's not the whole story that makes it really intriguing. If you like read the whole story or look it up. The airplane software get upset and the air shut down. Well, I was just talking about an airplane, and they're talking about an airplane on here. Huh. Found this story. Weird. Oh, anyway. So what they're thinking is, somehow or another, whenever he was on this plane in his reality, he somehow jumped to our reality and then got off the plane. And then somehow or another, the universe or something fixed itself and sent him back. Or just fixed itself in a way like saying, just get rid of it. Like anomaly gone type situation. It's like, I think I've talked about it on here where, you'll be driving along and turning and you'll look both ways and you won't see a vehicle at all. Then all of a sudden, wham, there's one right there. Or the story about the university professor or something that was seen like going to his car and getting in the car and then not going anywhere, and then they like go over to the guy's car and it's completely empty, and they know for a fact no one got out of the car, and the guy's like been missing ever since. And they're thinking when he got into that car, he got into a different car. Like he got into his car, but whenever he got into it, he shifted to a different reality. It's like that the game that was going around the internet years ago. Here we go again with years ago, right? Where you can find a building that's like 13 stories high or something, and you get in there and you press a few buttons and a certain order of buttons to go to different floors in a certain combination. And once you get to like one of the top floors, if a woman walks in wearing whatever she's wearing, I forget the whole details of it, you're not supposed to look at her or anything. Oh, I think okay. I thought I was stuck there actually. It's a good way to test that. Anyway, yeah, you're not supposed to look at her, but then the next time that the doors open and she steps out, you step out too, and then you're all of a sudden in like a different reality or whatever that's darker and gloomier or whatever, and you can clearly tell you're not in a normal place. You don't feel, and you kind of feel paranoid and like something's watching you or whatever. And in order to go back to your own reality, you have to go back into the top elevator and go back in like the combination backwards until you can get back to your original universe or whatever it is. And there's like a there's nothing really around here much that can do that. So it's just major cities that have the buildings big enough for kids to play around and test that out. But there was that one place that has it on video of this. It was in the news too, years and years ago, about this girl that looked panicky and freaked out. She was going through the elevators, pressing certain buttons, and then looking outside and getting like as if something was following her. And but she kept like going to this one, and then the actual security footage would fizzle a little bit. And the floors that she went to, all of a sudden she just like kind of disappeared off of one floor and went running somewhere. Well, later, I think it was like a week later or more or so, people started noticing a foul smell coming from the water, and like the water was black and stuff, and they thought, okay, we need to go on top of the hotel or building or whatever it is, or apartment place or whatever, and see like what's up with the water. So they opened up like the water reserve tank that was up there that was completely like sealed. You had to have like an actual a certain key to open this thing, a certain like way of it's like a combination lock situation or whatever, like an actual security place. And there she was, completely naked inside the water tank, decomposing, and like no trace of clothes, struggle, or nothing like that. And of course, the rumor going around on the internet, I think at the time, was like she was able to cross over into that other like mirror universe types thing, and found her way into that. And then like when she died, her body like came back to this reality, and in the other reality it wasn't synced up with this one, so she kind of, when she came back, that's where she physically was in the other one, but it happened to be like here, and like clothing got disintegrated. I don't know. It was a big deal, like a big like mystery to the internet, but authorities were like, we're baffled, we don't know what the hell happened to this girl. But it's really interesting just to watch the video footage of her like panicking and stuff, like as somebody's chasing her, but nobody was seen on the other camera. And they're thinking, oh, she's just schizophrenic or something. But no, she had like actual terror in pressing certain key combinations of buttons, and that was always fascinating. It made me think of like today when I was talking about something of that type nature at work. I asked the employee, I was like, have you ever watched that movie? It's I think it was called Another Earth or whatever, where, because I was telling the employee, I said there's always been like the thing about the planet Nibiru or whatever, where it's like if you look at the sun, this other like identical Earth is like on the opposite side of it, but we can't see it ever, and we can't like travel around the sun to see it because it's so vast, and we don't have the ability to do that. But and it can't be measured, or with our scientific know-how, because the sun blocks it or whatever. And same goes for them to us. But it's supposed to be like an identical Earth, and maybe identical people, or a little bit different or whatever. I don't know. But this Another Earth movie, which is like a complete B movie, was as like something happened in the the galaxy to where it popped this planet into where it looked like it just existed from nowhere. And they were in like radio communication with the planet, which happened to have the exact same people on it doing the exact same thing or whatever, which just made like little minor details of change. And as the movie goes on, the planets kind of get closer together, and to where you can kind of like shuttle back and forth if you wanted to visit the other planet. And in the movie, the girl that's there, the girl plays in a TV show called the AO, Original Angel. Oh, OA, the OA. And but anyway, in this movie, it's like she goes to visit herself on the other planet, and it's always been interesting. Even back to like an old Doctor Who episode. They had one. Who was the Doctor at that time? I can't remember. But it was like another planet. I think it was William Hartnell. Like whenever he was changing over to the Patrick. Gosh, I can't remember his name. But it was just first Doctor to second Doctor changeover, and it was like the planet that was the sister planet to Earth somehow just left the atmosphere, or left the solar system, and came back, like propelled somehow. I don't know. And it had the Cybermen and stuff on it, but they were wearing socks back then, and they had a little twangy sound to their voice. We talk like this, That was an interesting storyline. I liked it. Patrick T. Trough. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I don't want to disrespect his memory. He played a cool Doctor. Yeah, a fun one. William Hartnell was like more of like a a grumpy old man that had a hearing problem, whatever. My dear boy. You know, he's always hun. What? And the third Doctor, he was just, you know, stuck on the planet Earth, so he's always pissed. not drunk, but, you know, pissed off, mad. His memory of how to work the TARDIS is taken from him, so he couldn't like leave. Fourth one though, Tom Baker was awesome. I think he was like the longest lasting Doctor in the original run of the show. Like, he was the Doctor the longest out of all of them. That's some really good television back in the day. I don't know what the hell's on now these days. It's like everything they try to make into something interesting to watch turns out to be shit. So they take old shows and they try to bring them back, you know, just rehash them, and they don't do well. Maybe I ought to go ahead and buy Zen. I'm getting the sense that it's not going to drop from that to there again anytime soon. What's it at right now? Well, I'll refind it anyway. Okay. That's fine. Days, it was around 3. That was really good days. I've only seen it like get down to maybe like 325 here, like within the past 6 or 7 years. That's just random. Then all of a sudden it's boom, it's above 400 and some odd. More deployment.
The limited time rewards have ended. You can still seek out artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
Okay. Yeah, you've got like an original one there. Man, this game, man. So I'd hit 80 once when Fleet Starbuses first became a thing. That was fun. How? See, in this game, if you can tell, a lot of people only have like, it says Kara et whatever, and then mine, or this person here, it says their name, their character name they're playing as, at something, then it has like hashtag, or, well, whatever that's really called, I forget now. But then a number here. They changed that, I can't remember when. Because whenever I started, see, my number is 3,529. That means after they changed it to where you could not get, well, you had to get like a little hash thin number. When did they do that? My God, I cannot remember shit. Some statin drugs. This is the beta, by the way. Saw an ad while waiting for others to where to go. On and off since then. Maybe it was a beta thing, like if you tested it before the game came out. You don't have that in your name. Me, I'm not all about testing. I was like, I think the only game I've ever tested is Reach, like Halo Reach. Well, that's not kind of true. I've tested a few things that don't really matter. nothing online. Like, well, when Minecraft changed over to where they started adding realms, they selected 100 random Minecraft players around the whole world to participate in the beta for realms, to where they can invite like however many people onto a realms test server. And just so happens I was one of the 100 that got that invite. I didn't get an invite from somebody, but I was like one of the 100 that could test it and create a server. So I thought, that was kind of special to me. I forget what year that happened. It's out there on the internet somewhere. I still have the original world too that I started with for that, because it was like an email that I got, and it was like, congratulations, you've been selected. It's like a Willy Wonka thing or whatever, as being one out of 100 people that will test this. Please, if you can test it, like create a world using this link or whatever, and it like whenever you open your Minecraft, it would pop up like a little special thing to the side for realms. It was unlocked for you, and you can invite people to join a realms server. And I thought that was so cool. Beta about Half-Life subscription. Don't have a... Can't type. That came like maybe 6 months to a year after the launch of Star Trek Online. Like it wasn't. I wasn't around for the beta testing. Like I said, I did the reach testing that a lot of people did on Xbox though. Pre-orders. Oh, back when the game you actually had to, like back in the paydays. You are a Hartnell fan? It's good, even though I've been pre-ordered from beta. That's right. This game used to be like an actual subscription pay-only game, and then it became free. And I think that was like in 2011, maybe. Like 2010 beta and all that, first 6 months or so was like pay. It was something like that. I don't remember that far back. At what year that changed. Everyone got screwed. Put in mind, collector's edition box arts, deep chip. FPS2, like 35 cents, local GameStop, free month or two, forget it now. And I was always bad about like, every time a Halo game come out, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but like Halo came out, like Halo 3, because I never had 2, or Halo 2. I never had it as an Xbox game, nor did I have Halo as an Xbox game. It was always PC. And then when Halo 3 came out is when I got the Master Chief Xbox edition or whatever, that's the army green and stuff, and I got like the little helmet from one of the games. I forget which one that is, but yeah, I bought like a year subscription to Xbox on Live or whatever online. Played like maybe a month, and then the internet sucked ass back then, so I just didn't give a shit anymore and stopped playing. I would play to get like, to just see how it was, and whenever you're lagging because your internet's so slow, you're aiming at somebody who's not there, but they're aiming at you because you're not moving, and they get to kill and you die. So I was like, okay. So I didn't get that. So then, like, what was it, like the next year or so? Then ODST came out, which is Halo ODST, and of course, then they had this special giveaway thing. So I went to like my local Walmart that was a 24-hour Walmart. Had to drive a ways to get there. I went up there and got like some free Halo merch, which is just like a beanie thing or whatever, and a shirt or something like that. And I bought the ODST game, and then I got an Xbox Live Year thing again. And what happened? I played for like maybe I played for maybe a few months after that, and didn't play again. You know, it was like bonus maps or something back then. And then they had it where you can actually, I think that was around when Reach Beta was out, or the alpha of Reach, where they had like 3 or 4 maps you can play on and test out for them because they just wanted an audience to test, and they let all the Xboxers like play it for free, kind of thing. I think you still had to have Live though, so I would get like maybe a month's subscription to Live, and played it a little. Sucked ass at it too. Found some glitches, you know. I guess they were fixed eventually. I don't know if you could play with the map creator then. Then I bought Reach and got another year subscription and played online Reach for about a month again. So I've really wasted a lot of money. Money that I barely had. It's never... Like, before I ever had a real job or whatever, my mom had like a store. Oh, shit. Fuck. Fucking shit, fucking shit, fucking shit. I guess we'll go do an artifact thing. Sometimes being first is not a good thing. But my mom had a store, and I like, you know, watch it every once in a while. Not really get any kind of money from it or nothing because it's family business, and you want to keep the money in the business to keep it afloat. So, you know, you don't get paid for that. And I'm okay. I was okay with that back then. So it's kind of weird, like, the stuff that I actually bought for myself. How the hell did I get money back then? I mean, I know that I did get money, and I did, like, sell or work for some of the money, but I don't remember what I did. You know, I know that, like, when I was a huge Highlander fan back then, I wanted the Highlander sword that was in the show. So I sent off for the free catalog, you know, and just to look at it. And so I said, I'm going to get me this sword. It was like $300 sword or whatever. I didn't have $300. And I thought, and to me, money was like, you know, well, I'm still like a teenager, and I don't really know much about the money and how serious it really is, kind of thing. And so I came up with this idea to see if I could like save up enough money to get this sword. And what I did was, it was around like Halloween of one year, like getting close to that kind of time of the year. I went to my local Walmart and bought up a lot of those glow-in-the-dark, like fake Jason hockey masks. And this is just so crazy when it's over here. I took them home, used one for like scrap, and I like filled in a lot of like all the holes on the glow in the dark masks, filled in a little bit of the eye areas and stuff for that, and then I'd scuff it up real good, make new holes and stuff in it, and then repaint it, do like a little black wash. I'm just gonna go in here in the fucking middle of this damn thing because I don't know where the hell this shit's at. But give it a little black wash, which is where you water down the paints, like acrylic or whatever, or water base it, whatever you want to do. But as long as you coat it with clear coat afterward, and it'll keep it set. But made it look real muddy and put better straps on it. Took pictures of it and put it on eBay. And this was back when eBay was like, they only charged you when you sold something, but not to list anything. And I listed these things for like maybe I can't remember how many, But I listed them for about $50 USD. $50 USD. That's US dollars. And sold like, I don't know, about maybe 8 to 10. And I put in the description exactly how I made them. I said, these are not like professionally made. This is what this is. And, here's how I did it. And I shouldn't have put how I did it in there, because then I started seeing them popping up everywhere on eBay. But I made enough to buy that sword that year. And then get like a phone call from the catalog company or whatever saying, hey, would you like to buy this? And I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks.
You found it! Quickly, dig it up and bring it back to me at my camp.
But you hear that, like, that deep, that whenever he goes, makes that sound like I found, dug it up, he goes, oof, or whatever, like someone's breathing into a microphone. It's not me. But after I got the sword in, because the sword was listed as like, the one used on Highlander, the TV show, and it's not. And it says comes with a certificate of authenticity. It didn't. In fact, it came with a dent. It was like warped. But it was just, and I still have it. It's like maybe 3 feet away from me right now in a tube. It came in a red tube because it's a sword, scabbard and all that. It wasn't tied, but I did have like some display, which I still do. They're next to it. Some samurai display swords made out of aluminum. The blade is made of aluminum, but the rest is not. It's made normal, but the way that the rope that is on the sword, or the scabbard, or whatever it's called, that the sword goes in. I forget now. I used to know this stuff. But it's tied a certain way, so I had to loosely take it apart from that tie to learn how to retie it. And then later, like, found a video on how to professionally tie it, and I tied it up and put it on the sword like that. So its handle has a professional looking tied up display thing.
For a limited time only, I will be awarding bonus favors to anyone who
I was
comes
really
to
into that kind of stuff back then.
temporal artifacts.
Highlander was like one of my favorite things. My high school ring, I don't know if they do this around the world or whatever, but whenever I was in like high school, and they would send out a representative of they'd send up a representative for the ring people that would get you to put down information about what you wanted on your class ring for that year. And I put mine as like Duncan MacLeod Highlander. And like picked a certain like thing or whatever, and so I was just so fucking stupid back then. Wasted it. But yeah. It was something. Cuz I was into all that kind of stuff, like when I was growing up, martial arts, took taekwondo, that kind of thing. Really loved it too. Taught a few classes. Made it all the way up to like the rank of first degree, black belt, second degree recommended or whatever. And then the instructor had to end the class because he was like also a pilot for airlines, and so his schedule was getting too busy to where he couldn't keep the class and that. So he had to like stop the class or whatever. And that really, like, it sent me into like a depression. But then like after maybe like 6 months or so, he returned like for like a few days at a time throughout the year, and he'd meet up with a few of us, and we'd go to the recreational place around the city we were at, or town, or whatever. It's not a huge place. It's small, but or it's a recreational place where people play basketball, there's swimming pools, that kind of thing. And we wouldn't have class, but we'd practice, like, or forms/patterns, and he'd teach me like the higher up forms and stuff or whatever that I would have learned had he continued his class. And yeah, that was great. Then I was practicing in my living room one day and stepped wrong and broke my foot. And then he came that like the next day or whatever to say, hey, you want to go like like work out and practice or anything like that. And I said I can't. I broke my foot. It's a clean break, so I didn't have to go to the hospital or nothing like that. But I had to like a temporary thing put on it to just make it heal right. And ever since it's been a mess ever since then. But yeah, man, that was just so much fun. Still have all my gear. Have these like I was a fan of Mortal Kombat too. You know, duh, right? Or a fan as I was also a fan of Mortal Kombat. We're not gonna say two because I don't want to say it's just a game kind of like being like in this game versus not like in that one. Mortal Kombat fan. Favorite character? Duh, Scorpion. But so I found these like when we were sparring, and I was one of the world's worst sparrers, right? They'd say we're gonna spar. I'm like, oh shit. And then because I was like, I can't fight for nothing. I can do the moves, or then back then I could. Like they would look clean and like real good or whatever. But I couldn't hit shit because I had always trained not to hit things. So my distance was off. And I tried to be better, but I didn't want to hurt anybody, so I wouldn't like, you know. They tap and I just defend. So they nicknamed me the Hitman because I would always get hit. But yeah, you laugh about it. Go ahead. But in there, so we wore like the white uniforms / gi or whatever you want to call them, our belts and the padding and stuff from when we'd spar and the helmet padding and things. And so I looked in the martial arts book that I had, a magazine or order form catalog. And there was these things like what Scorpion and Sub-Zero and everybody used in the Mortal Kombat games. So it was padded more. It was black, and it had like for back fisting, which is you use the back of your hand and in a like you put your hand together as if it's like the size of your heart, and you kind of like use the back of your hand to hit them in the face with it or whatever. Back fisting, use the back of your fist. Duh. And it had like a forearm guard on it, which I still have these things. And I was given permission to use them when sparring. So during sparring matches or whatever like that, I'd lower one of my arms and I'd raise the other one up like Scorpion, like that whole like arm behind you thing. And they knew what I was about to do. It was like a dead giveaway to what I was about to do, which is like a fake spear throw or whatever punch. And I'd say, "Get over here," But I was starting to get advanced with some of it, like doing not flipping around or anything like that, because that's like more of a gymnastics type situation. I couldn't do the kick up thing where you're on the ground and you throw your feet underneath you and you jump up. I couldn't do that. But they had the like the tornado type kick or whatever, where you jump up and you spin. What is it? Right leg. So you jump up, pull your opposite leg up, you spin, and you like do a crescent kick, which is a kick with like the side of your foot, and like if you look at a rainbow, it's kind of that kind of a motion, where you'd spin your leg up and it'd do like half a circle. That's like a crescent kick, and come back to you and snap. You'd snap like your hips to torque for power, and then I was trying to get to where I could do a roundhouse type, which everyone always associates the roundhouse with like a spinning maneuver. It's not really. It's just you're picking your leg up and you're swinging it a certain way. You're not spinning like Chuck Norris, and hitting him in the back of the head or anything like that. It's just from the back. Like if your left foot is forward and you're in say like a back stance, which is you're leaning more back and L-shaped feet, but you turn your leg, your left leg forward, your heels like facing the target, and you use the top of your foot to kick on the side or whatever. It's hard to explain, but oh well. If we're done with that, we're not going to do the dance off because I already did it, so we stop there. Let's go ahead and get our endeavors, since I'm just jabbering here. Let's see. We have it's hard to see. I have the stream chat, and the stream chat like right now, even though you may see it down here at the bottom when people say something, up here is the actual box that I'm outlining. And it's semi-transparent, and it's got like the text of everything that is said. Like I have said certain things, and it's still there. So I'm seeing Gorsh, hello everybody who's not watching live, kind of thing. Damn it! Okay, plasma damage ground. So to do that one, I saved one of my characters for this, Ushanka, because she has a plasma weapon. And I need to do her on Dyson anyway, so we're going to watch her do Dyson. Or me do Dyson under her name thing, whatever. But yeah, it was always awesome, And they started up like other classes and stuff of for Taekwondo, but not the Taekwondo I know. Because there's several different versions out there. The one I know is more of a traditional type versus this whole like all they do is like to go fighting kind of situation. I was never into the whole fighting thing. I perfected, or I would focus my perfection in the art on so we're going to change because there's nothing to capture there. I would focus more on the patterns or forms, which are the routines that you like imaginary fighting or whatever. You like step to the side, punch, do this, whatever. Like a dance type thing, but not dancing. And it was USTF, United States Taekwondo Federation, which was like one of the first ones, and now it's like which was an offshoot, I think, of ITF at the time, the International Taekwondo Federation. But now they do that whole like WTF, which is like they focus more on not really, perfecting certain things. They're just getting in there and kicking, which I've seen it so many times, like even from like these new places that just show up that teach it like karate or taekwondo or kung fu or whatever. As soon as they're sparring, it's like all that knowledge goes out the window for most of them, and they just start just randomly swinging like they'd be in a street fight or something. All that's gone. It's only those who are like really dedicated. Say like what's his name? Back in the 90s, whenever Mortal Kombat was big, and the guy that played like Liu Kang on the game, Hosan Pak. Well, he and let's see, Chris Casamassa, Chris Casamassa played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat 1995 movie. But he and a few others that were well known back then created a TV show called WMAC Masters, in which you can watch every single episode. There's somebody on YouTube actually has it. It's like the archive, or WMAC Masters archive, and it was like a children's program, kind of like Power Rangers or something, and predetermined stuff. But it was like a value thing, and I really enjoyed watching it too. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about before that? Oh God, dumb. Oh, yeah. One of the guys that was on there was a Taekwondo fighter, and he had like one of the most powerful hook kicks, spinning hook kick. It's where you say you're in a back stance with your back leg bent down and in an L shape on your L-shaped pattern on your feet, where your right foot being down. This is going to be a right hook kick, spinning hook kick. But it's like got most of your weight to where your left leg can be raised up and you not be moving, and people can't see you move, so you're like just kind of balanced. But you spin your torso and torque your hips a certain way to where they spin around and go like, what is it? If you're looking above the person and you're going to be doing a right leg spinning hook kick, that would be clockwise. So just imagine someone, you turn your body, twist, and then you use the back of your foot. Where's this thing at? Where is my freaking armor? So I don't get damaged. It's not active for some reason. Okay. But you use the back of your heel. It's like a heel kick with if you don't know the terminology, it's hard to But you use the heel of your foot, the very back side, which is like a big ball hit, to something. The back of your foot. Yeah. But you spin it around, but you hook your foot. You your knee bends and the foot goes continuously. But this guy, I forget what they called him. He wasn't the machine. It was somebody else on there. But he was like Tyson when it came to using that kick. If you were going up against him, that was his powerful kick, you were getting knocked out. And there's like footage of this out there that you can actually watch. This guy. And yeah, that kick was pretty powerful. It's one of the kicks that I think when people associate it with roundhouse, that's what they see. It's like a spinning hook or spinning heel kick. Which roundhouse is just a simple, from one back of the leg, turn and pop them with the top part of your foot pointed, and that's it. It's nothing really special about it. But hey, that was a pretty good show. WMAC Masters. I may link to that too, if you like those old get you motivated type cheesy like Power Rangery type things. But it was pretty cool just to see the actors, like the dude that played Liu Kang in the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 games, and him actually dressed up like that and using the moves that he does in the game in real life. Like he can do that windmill kick in real life, which was his fatality, Liu Kang's fatality in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. Well, not the dragon one, but the other one, I mean, he would just do that on call. They can all flip around. Even Chris Casamassa can do that flip in real life. It's pretty interesting. There's a video of him out there because he was always not so much about the fighting but more about the perfection of doing the patterns or forms, and that's why he's pretty awesome. He's got Red Dragon Karate over in I think Los Angeles. He's like one of my favorite live action scorpions. It's the one I based my costume off of one year. Made a screen accurate, or to my ability, screen accurate version of the costume. We got the Endeavor. Okay, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just talking, running my mouth again. So one of the things now, with a bunch, even around my area, since they've started up another Taekwondo thing, there's one of them previously in the past or whatever, and this one now, there's videos of there's a Facebook group for it, for the class, and I joined it just to keep track of what they were up to and stuff, and watching the videos of how they they'll have their training and then they'll have the testing where the instructor and others or whatever come and they'll watch you and they'll test you and see if you're ready to go to the next rank. But they let them slip with so much stuff that puts to shame the actual reason for certain martial arts and how to do stuff or whatever. It's just really sad. They'll of course, whenever you're an early belt or whatever, you can get away with a lot more, but not a whole lot, I mean, if you don't have your wrists a certain way whenever you're using the techniques that they teach you, you can actually break a bone easily if you're not prepared correctly. And these people weren't. I mean they're it's called Kia yelling or Kai-hap, whatever it's spelled and there's this one girl in one of the videos. Was it? Okay, that's because I joined back. There I go. But whenever she yells in the forms or patterns, her head tilts back and she's looking straight up in the air. You don't want to be doing that whenever you're fighting somebody. You're okay, get throat kicked or whatever, And that just bothers me when I see that. The instructor in me wants to go down there and say, hey, this is not how you do this shit. But I'm in no shape or form to go down there and do that. I remember one time when I was taking the class. We were really early belts and whatnot. So this is like back when the instructor first started the class. None of us were like actually, we were all like white belt or whatever, early white belt. And this guy came in. I don't know if this was like staged or planned. It always seemed like it, but sort of. But it was really like a full contact type thing that had happened. But this guy came in and actually challenged my instructor. So we all sat around. He said, "Okay, I want y'all to watch this, right?" So we sat there, and this guy like really came at my instructor like hard with stuff or whatever. And my instructor, sparred, fought him off with it, whatever. Guy actually had like a bloody nose and whatnot. And then we never saw that guy again. Yeah. But yeah, that's I don't know if that was real. I don't know. But what have we got left? Let me take off. You'll hear the sound whenever I take the stream chat thing off of here. Well, maybe not. It got covered up by that thing. Let's see. Destroy Undine ships. Destroy Dreadnoughts. Maybe we can do that in Undine with our main character. So we'll do that. Let's see. Go back to main. But it was a blast. I just always hated whenever they'd say, "Okay, we're going to be sparring." I'm like, shit. When we'd have testing and sparring, and he'd come over, my instructor would come over there and say, "You need to really, like, up your game a little bit, if you're going to go to the next level." And I did so well, though, with the patterns and the one-step sparring things that we would do, to where I exceeded, like, everybody in class except for another guy that actually was able to do that too. We jumped a rank, one up, and I would have to learn twice as much for the next one. It was really something, though. I always recommend, like, if you have children and there's like martial arts or something around, sign them up for it. It really teaches you some good stuff. I do know that, like, when I was in class, so there was this one guy that was in the class with us that I went to school with, or was in the same school. I was in this class as well, like the grade. But he thought since he took Taekwondo, he could beat up anybody he wanted to, right? And he was like tough, but he never practiced, never trained outside of the we wouldn't call it a dojo, it's just in school or whatever. But he never like worked on his like techniques of any kind. When I would go home from taking Taekwondo, I had somewhat of like a punching bag set up in the backyard, and I would actually practice everything that we had learned. I would come inside and sometimes even outside with my shoes on or barefoot. I would train, like, I'd run down the road, run back kind of thing. Practice doing the you can call them katas, you can call them forms, patterns, whatever. But I would Space Battlezone. Yeah, we'll use that. But I would, like, I'd train in my off time. We'd only have class maybe 3 days a week, but I was training for 7 days a week. And that's kind of how, like, I jumped ahead in class, just because my hours, you go through so many, I think it's like hours of training before you can, and if you're ready to be trained to the next rank, is whenever they can actually test you. And within a short while, I really excelled, and that was like a thing. And my instructor one year, he knew this like class that was like more south than we were, like in a different city. And one of the students there was like a previous student of his at a different school that had stopped, like, they had stopped like training or whatever for whatever reasons, and then after that's whenever he had like moved somewhere and started up a new class, or he moved back home, I think, to like take care of his mom or whatever, and because she was like needing the finances and stuff, and he was a certified trainer. But anyway, this other student that he had trained before had joined up a new class back where he originally had his class, like a long time ago before that. and she came to learn more about how to do things, and like how to do certain patterns, forms, whatever. And he let me like train her like how this is supposed to be done like this, because he was having to take more, he had to do like more of the business side of the class, like, you know, on off days and whatnot. And we used like a few days of like just training, a one-on-one thing, like teaching her more about how to do certain things and moves and whatnot. We even had, like, if you ever watch some of those old karate shows and movies from back in the 80s and stuff, we had one of those little times where we'd clean the class, you know, the dojo or whatever type thing, where we'd play in like you know, play that funky music and all whatever, and everybody dance now. We have music going to whenever we do the patterns and try to time it to the music beat and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and the cleaning, you know, like cleaning, mopping the floor, that kind of thing. It was just a really special time. So whenever he had to like close the class down, because he like, you know, needed more money, and he was a pilot, and he was not using like the or not flying a lot because of like having to swap back and forth between the classes, because it got to where he couldn't like teach all of the classes because he'd have to go fly for a few days somewhere. Something would come up, like he'd have to replace a pilot for one airline because of some reasons or something like that. So that's why he would give me a set of keys to the building, and I'd go in and teach a soft class, which is not like a full contact type class, where we would just, you know, do certain things or whatever, not do like you know, we wouldn't spar or anything like that. We just practice our moves and work out and like the forms and try to perfect those even more, and I'd help out with that, you know. And it was the first time I ever got keys to a building. But evidently, you know, he had to actually end the class so that he could make more money with the airlines, because they offered him like a better flight thing, like a what do you call that? It's like a you know, like where he would be flying all the time. Like they paid more to do it, and he had to end the class. But then like I started back up like 1 year shortly after the class had closed. Another student that I was with said, hey, you know, they're opening, this one guy's got like a class opening up you know, down the road or whatever like that from where we took it, and he's looking for people to join or whatever like that. And I was like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. When we went down there, though, what we learned was not the same as what they had learned. Like, it was a completely different set, and it was hot in there. They were on carpet floors. We were on hard floors at our place, and even though we did have an air conditioner, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't over 90 degrees hot. In this place this guy had, it was well up there in like the heat. And this is 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is Celsius. I'm sorry about that. But it's hot enough to where you have beads of sweat pouring all over you, and you not like moving. You know, think of a hot, very hot summery type day, to where the humidity does not leave you, and it's just, you're soaked, you know, kind of situation or whatever. I'm getting no Dreadnoughts on this. The Undine is all about the Dreadnoughts, I thought. But so I took it for like maybe a few weeks. You know, I found out that what we had learned, like say like the first form or pattern called Chungji, was no longer going to be part of the setup for USTF Taekwondo. And they were going to do these things called H forms, which were going to make it easier for people to learn more advanced stuff early, like faster or whatever. You know, like over-educate and make What do I have that's making me launch? Okay, never mind, it went away. But and they didn't know the H form thing there at this school the second school I went to. And whenever they sparred and stuff, they allowed like different age group sparring where it's supposed to be for safety reasons. You're whenever we were there, we had separate classes like the kids class and the adult class or whatever. And for no reason whatsoever, kids were not supposed to spar with adults because kids can kind of go crazy and kick you in the wrong spot, even though you're wearing protection. It still hurts. Well, they put me up against this wilder kid, and I was trying not to hurt them, and they pushed me back, and my foot went through like a fan. They were a plastic fan, box fan, and then whenever I looked back to make sure that I didn't make a mess or anything like that, they just started kicking me between the legs, like continuously. So I said, "Hey, no, you shouldn't be doing that." And the instructor guy was just like looking at me, thinking, "Okay, well, defend yourself. This is happening." I'm like, "Dude, no, So like a week or so later, I was like, "I can't do this. I mean, I can just practice on my own." And I kept just practicing and up to a certain point because it became like an obsession, like being OCD about it, where if I felt that if I didn't practice at least 3 times a week, that I would forget the knowledge. So I kept on myself and stressing, and anxiety started creeping up on me and about not remembering and whatnot. But luckily for me, back then, my mom had a camcorder, which not a lot of people know what those are. They're all like smartphone only for video recording or whatever. But she recorded a lot of our testings and some of our classes and stuff, so I could go back and like kind of not so much relearn, but bring the memories back of what I did learn. Can't do that now though, because health. But some days I dream, and in those dreams, memories. But I just like the feeling of learning that, and working out was fun and stuff, and perfecting a kick. Because my left leg was not so much better. My right leg was the power leg, like the side kicks and stuff came from it. And since I perfected like a certain way of I got acknowledged for my perfection in like how I did my crescent kicks. Like he said that they were real precise, and he'd never seen somebody have like an actual one that was a good kick. They'd all like kind of be a loose kick, and mine would actually snap, and like I really cared. And he said that he's seen so many that he wouldn't pass them. He'd have like it'd be him, and another like another black belt judge, and then maybe some other one from another school or something would come, and they'd sit there and they'd take notes and they'd write out and they'd tell you if you passed or not. And they'd say, well, you didn't pass this time. Maybe a few months up to maybe 3 or 4 months later, maybe we'll retest you and see how you're done with this. But he was always like really impressed. He says a lot of people that take the classes and the martial arts and stuff, they're not really too focused on the perfection unless they really care. And he says, I can tell that you actually care. So getting back to one of those times was whenever we had our first training, our first testing from when we came from white belt and went to the next level. I was the only student that he had through that whole time. I think it was maybe half a year or maybe a little less. It wasn't a long time, but I had never missed one single class that whole time. And he was really like proud of that because he'd never seen anybody not miss a class before. He said there's always going to be a reason that. That's like one of the things when he first said. Whenever the first day we got there, he said, "I know that some of you, you're here for like the working out part and getting in shape and stuff, but a lot of it is like actually learning like taekwondo and how to defend yourself and that kind of thing and whatnot." And so. And I stuck with it like every time, even at school, when I would have like physical education class. Our classes there were not normal classes. If there was like a ball thing going, because basketball and softball and baseball were like the top things. If you weren't doing that, then no coach would look at you. They'd say, "Well, just go keep yourself busy," kind of thing. So I would go like into maybe the back room of the gym, the basketball gym, and I would practice every time for that whole hour. Or it wasn't an hour back then. It was like maybe 45-minute classes of just, physical education or math or that sort of thing. What is this thing that has me? It's like a beam or something. I don't know. We got to go find some Dreadnoughts. This is getting insane. I thought maybe the Undine area would be the best Dreadnought area. But, and I would keep practicing. I even accidentally, like, when I was practicing distance on side kicks, like you stick your hand out and that's like where you want to hit, out to your side, you stick your hand out and rear back and do a side kick. And I accidentally, like, kicked a door down at school and outside when I was practicing because I was just doing my distance, and didn't really think about what I was aiming at, and then all of a sudden, bam, right through it. Got my distance wrong, and it knocked the door off the whole thing. I was like, wow, this stuff is really something, And I went and told like the principal. I said, I am so sorry. I do have money. I will pay for the damages of this thing to get it fixed or whatever like that. And I said, that's no problem. Thank you for coming to tell us, And that's always like what I would do. Like if I ever messed up, I would speak up and say, hey, I did this, Wouldn't blame it on nobody else. But yeah, it was always fun. Not kicking things down, but yeah. I even remember like when I was in school, they had got a table tennis / ping pong table installed into the back room there. The room, it's called the weight room of like a basketball gym, and everybody was playing ping pong, and I thought, I want to start doing this. I had never played before. Maybe like somebody had a table at their house or whatever, and I just hit it back and forth, but didn't really think anything of it. But it just grabbed me that year at school, and I got my own ping pong balls. I bought my own ping pong paddle, and I just played against people. Anybody that was back there, like I'd just be playing against the wall, and somebody come back there and say, "Hey, you want to play ping pong? I got another paddle." They're like, "No, it's okay. We'll I got to do this or whatever. I'm gonna lift weights." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And I keep asking, and finally it got to where nobody wanted to play ping pong. They all wanted to do whatever. Some of the people that actually wanted to play were teaching me certain moves on how to play and like how to hit the ball a certain way, and I thought, well, that's awesome. So one year at school, or that same year, we had swapped over to block scheduling, to where each class was like an hour and a half long, and so whenever we go to PE, physical education, and it was softball or baseball season, the coaches were like, well, keep yourselves busy, just don't leave the building. Like they'd put us inside the basketball gym, sitting on bleachers the whole damn time, or either playing with card games or something, and not really physically educating us whatsoever. So I thought, I'm in here for physical education. I'm going to go back here and play ping pong by myself. So like halfway through me playing on there, the teacher, the PE teacher, who was also like the softball girls coach or whatever, she comes in and onto the bleachers where everybody else was sitting, and she's like, "Where's so and so at?" I said, "Oh, he said he was going to go back into the back room and play ping pong." She's like, "Okay, sure." She comes back there I'm playing ping pong by myself against the wall, right? I moved the table over by the wall, and I was like hitting to the wall, hitting the table, hitting it, back and forth. And she says, "What are you doing back here by yourself?" I said, "I'm playing ping pong." She goes, "With who?" I said, "The wall." Duh. She goes, "Well, how do you know who wins?" I said, "Well, it's obvious the wall wins every time, because no matter how you hit it on the wall, it's going to bounce, and either I hit it back or it's going to hit the floor." And she's like, well, don't leave the building then. And so she like stomps off. And then I got to where I would get the second paddle, and I would play against the wall, right-handed against wall, left-handed. So I would hit with my left hand and started practicing both hands. And it wasn't like no Forrest Gump thing. It wasn't that good, but yeah. I mean, you get bored, and I'd actually get physical education by me playing against myself against a wall in table tennis / ping pong. I still have that ping pong paddle. And then, every once in a while, we got a ping pong table at home eventually. One of those cheap ones from Walmart. But we'd play against people, or that my parents would have parties or whatever like that, nothing big, or maybe just a few couples would come over that didn't have kids, and I'd be like a teenager, and this guy was like, "Oh, I'll play you in ping pong. I'll kick your ass," kind of thing, and I'd beat him, and he was like, "What?" And I did advanced moves, and he says, "Well, you should know how to do that." Well, I practiced all the time, and really enjoyed that. I wish I could play it now. We still have that table. It's in our, and then that stored somewhere at our house, or at somehow I can't. It's somewhere, but why is this thing still lit up like it needs attention here? Hold on a minute. I need to get these damn Dreadnoughts. I'm hoping that clearing this level out will get these Dreadnoughts. Because I don't want to have to go find some shit to have to do here. Maybe I need to give them red alerts. Cancel. I never want anything. I used to enjoy it though. Not so much just working out, but physically doing something, and then not even paying attention to, hey, you're losing weight, you're keeping in shape or something like that. And I said, I just play ping pong, That's all I ever kind of thought about too, in school, hey, why aren't you focusing on your studies? I'm waiting to play ping pong. And every year, they would have you go into a counselor's office or something to set up what classes you were going to take for that school year, and I'd say, can I take PE? They said, you've already had it 2 times or whatever. That's the requirement for whatever in high school. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to take it again. And said, if you took it again, you wouldn't get credit. I don't care. I want to play. Why do you want to do it so bad? I said, because there's a ping pong table back there. Everybody else, whenever, oh, we got 1 Dreadnought, yay. Try to get away from whatever's blasting me, because that's getting annoying. They'd have it when they would bring the card games or dominoes or something like that, to play them bones, Well, everybody would be playing that, sitting down, playing cards, playing fake poker without gambling or whatever. And there I was over there with the ping pong ball. And they're like, hey, what are you doing over there? I'm playing ping pong. And then they go again, with who? I'm like, myself. What the hell, You're just weird, I'm like, I'm not weird. Hey, bud. Hey, buddy, but big foot bastard. I don't know. Then I go over and do some leg things or whatever, and weights or something like that. Say, okay, I'm done. Say bye. It's like that one year, or the one time NPE before ball season hit. Tennis. I'd never played tennis, never understood anything about the game at all. But found it entertaining to learn how to play. The scoring and all that kind of stuff.
Planet killers have been revealed. Make your way to their locations.
All right.
Planet killers are now active. We have 10 minutes to destroy as many as possible.
Maybe these can count as Dreadnoughts. But I found it very fun to play tennis. I even got like some professional shades, got the little visor and all that kind of stuff during the summertime. And played tennis. And we played volleyball, and that was always fun. And of course, dodgeball, hurting everybody with it. And but yeah. And that was kind of school for me. I mean, I didn't do well at grades at all. Like, the grading scale, I'd always, like, pass my Englishes with, like, right on the verge of failing. Like one little number or a partial number away from failing every damn time. And, like, you know, you need to do better if you're going to, like, I'm thinking, I'm not going to go anywhere when I graduate. And I didn't. Immediately went into the workforce, I guess you'd call it. Took a computer repair online course, and got a certificate and all that, saying, you know, I can.
The planet killer is invulnerable. Use the Klingon weapons to destroy its shielding.
If I can get over it, I'll do that. It's invulnerable. It's funny how it can fly through the shields. But yeah. Am I firing it or somebody else fired already? I have not got any more damn dreadnoughts. Do we have to go through like all of these? Yawn. Torpedoes, torpedoes. Weapon level low. Enhance before power is lost. Is it going to pop up a thing? Nothing happened. Okay. Well, let's go over here then. I don't like when it changes color. Why no fire? I saw fire, but no fire. Oh, I got me up, me big thing on. Someone did it.
That's it. Finish off the planet killer.
Finish her. Finish him. Flawless victory. Fatality. It's immune from damage. It's immune from damage. Look at it. Let's try to get as much power into this thing as we can, I guess. It's a lot of effort to go in destroying dreadnoughts. I should have picked something else. I'm gonna be right in the wake of it. Here it comes.
The planet killer has been destroyed.
Okay, that doesn't count as a dreadnought. What the hell am I doing then? Is there a different instance? Current map is there. Okay, let's see. Where in the world? One over there. Because I need dreadnoughts. I don't need these damn planet killers if they're not gonna, like... Why am I under attack? Nothing's firing at me, mister. Okay, we're gonna change instances. Maybe this instance will have some, Okay. My mouse can get off the screen. View. Bruh. Hey, bruh. How you doing, bruh? Alright, where is something? We got plenty of somethings to do. Maybe over here. Maybe over there. Sphere is ours. We will destroy any who oppose the Voth. I need faster impulse. Give me warp 1 in here. I want warp 1, damn it. Captain Fucktard. Cruisers are not dreadnoughts. Should have re-rolled for this one. But I said I wouldn't. I said I'd stick with it, and that's what I'm gonna do. Can't turn. They've shot me with something that lowers my turn rate. Antagonist. Okay, cruisers don't count, so what the hell am I gonna do? What the hell am I gonna do? The hell. Let's go over here. I want Dreadnoughts, damn it. Am I gonna have to go over the Terrans and get Dreadnoughts? Not. Sorry I've been rambling through this one. Talking about just shit. That's all this is, I guess, just talking and playing. One thing's for sure, I can't play for shit, mister. If I'm using mister too much, it means that I'm a fan of William Shatner's character. William Shatner. He's James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. He doesn't know that you know that he is a captain of the Enterprise. Kevin Pollak has like one of the best Shatners. Or just like look up a YouTube video of Kevin Pollak as Shatner, or impersonations. He's even got the like arm swing look to Kirk. Even he has a perfect Walken too. He's like, what is that? Jay Moore has a good Christopher Walken, but you know, I just like Kevin Pollak's. He's got like a cool story too, like where he said he's at a party and Chris is there. He goes up to it and like, you know, Kevin Pollak's trying to like leave and he sees Christopher Walken out there around all these cars and in the parking lot, and he says, "Hey Chris, what's going on?" And he goes, "The guys that brought me here, they left." He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you want me to give you a ride?" He goes, "Sure." You know, it's like, all right. And he said he had like one of those cars that can like crank itself. You know, that's back when they first started all that stuff. And he cranks the car up and he goes, "Wow." You know. And then he'll do like a little skit about, is there any enemies gonna like show the fuck up on here? Look at this. The whole point in here is like enemies and firing and killing, and there's nothing here. But he said that when Christopher Walken was nominated to place his hand in cement or whatever, Chris called him up and said, "Hey, would you come?" And he's like, of all people that he called to like be there, he says he calls me. He's like, and then Kevin Pollak's like, just imagine all the people that said no, and I'm just and then he says like, I'm on the like the end of the list here or something like that. So he says he's standing next to Christopher Walken, and Chris Walken's like, "Cement, wow," you know, and he said he could not help but like smile and laugh or whatever. Because they say that the way to do a Walken is not to like do the Kevin Spacey, "Hey everybody, how are you doing?" You know, you gotta bring it down to a little bit of level. You get it down here, and then you start talking about all kinds of stuff all over the place, like a low pitched voice and a high pitched voice type situation. I tell you, Michael Rosenbaum can do a good Walken. I've mentioned that before. But the Kirk though, the Shatner, like Maurice, what's his name? He does Brain for Pinky and the Brain. He's got a good Shatner, and the guy that plays or does some voice work for Family Guy is the black dude on there. I can't remember his name, but he has like one of the spot on. They don't call it a Shatner. They call it like well, no, it's not a Kirk. It's a Shatner impersonation versus like an actual Kirk to Shatner impersonation. And they'll have like just a Shatner off or whatever, a Shat off they call it. This is getting retarded here. Look at this. And I know retard means slow because I was called that in school, but I just see nothing but these bishop ships. I need dreadnoughts. I need something huge. This is insane. This is taking way too damn long. And all I want is just a little more cowbell. Oh, God. Where's that try thingy or something on here? I'm about to leave this son of a bitch and go over there to the Terran world. There's more shit going on over there that matters. Okay, let me read. Dreadnoughts are typically found in TFOs and rarely any other forms of content. Son of a gun. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to find something. What is there anything going on? Let's see. Events. Because there was something about Pavo that shows up like on the login screen. Like Pearl over Pavo or whatever's happening again. I need to go find something. Damn it. Damn it, Bubye. Assault on something or another. 15 minute, 12 minute. Task for operation. I wish it would show how many people are connected. Board disconnect. 12 minute. Maybe that. Let's just queue up for that for no reason. Colony invasion. Counterpoint. That was just something we already did for some reason, right? That was a TFO the other day. Crystalline Catastrophe. Played that one time. Didn't really care for it. Federation Fleet Alert. Gravity Cures. Herald Space. Hive Onslaught. 30 minute. No, we don't want anything that long. Is there like a way to... No. They need to add so much shit to this game. Kobayashi Maru. Simulation Last. That's always a fun one. It's not long though. We're not going to do that. It's not that it's not long. I just wanted something... Pearl over Pavo. Maybe queue that one up. To hell with honor. Okay, let's see if anybody's playing those. That's what you run into though, I guess. Not a lot of people really playing unless it's necessary. Yeah, I got nothing for that. One and ship is under attack. Well, you tell them to put it on top of attack. Duh. This show Me TV, or this channel Me TV that I watch, they'll have Mission Impossible from back in the 60s or whatever, whenever it filmed, 70s, and the series is caught up to where Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock in Star Trek, is like a main character on there, and it's so weird to see him without the ears acting, you know, and using emotion. It's so strange, because you know the only thing you ever think about is like, you know, he's Spock. I want to transwarp in here. Can I do that? Guess nobody's playing TFOs. Cue that up. Battle Binary Stars. That's probably going to be 1 15-minute. Whoops. Kind of went too far there, didn't we? Looking for some ships, man. Do I need to go over to the Badlands and bite the Terrans? At least I know there's something over there. Typically found, what did it say, like rarely found elsewhere, and rarely in any other forms of content. Well, that's very specific. That's very interesting. Why don't they just put it in there like, well, Voth? The Voth ships that are in like the actual just random normal area. Not the Undine area, but, okay, there's a reason that's up there and telling us to go this way. Oh, I must have hit something. Here they go, thunk. Undine virus detected. Hold on, I'll be there in a minute. I'll be there in a minute. Okay. Fire. Crapper prize let one loose again. Gives us an extra boost. Captain Scorpwana. Admiral Scorpwana. Here to save the day, mister. Is it like going backwards? Is it going forward? Is that counting down? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? What the hell? I need Dreadnoughts, damn it. Oh god, fucking boring. No progression. It'd be like one of the world's worst videos in the world. Luckily, nobody watches. Is it here? Is it there? Where's it at? Do I need to go back over here? I don't know. Let's just randomly fire every damn where. Trigger singularity. Trigger singularity. Trigger singularity. Leave me alone. Let me trigger my singularity. If you're not gonna be if you're not gonna be Dreadnoughts, then let me do this. Gosh. Ay ay ay. I'm about to get freaking bored. I know everybody else is too. I had better luck finding Dreadnoughts somewhere the fuck else. I'm getting out of here. What mission progress? Alright, we need to go to our right to exit. It's like around in here somewhere. I think that little spot. Da, 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 da. Where are they? Keep getting these little pieces of shit ships. The hell? I'm flying cricket, but going straight. How's that happen? Star Trek, Star Trek, Star Trek, Star. Yay, we got credit for nothing again. Let's slow it down. I've gotten like one whole time I've been here. Hail the USS Sharon. Hello, how's it going, senor? Pearl over power, third wave. Yeah. Ooh. Ah. Star Trek. Space, the final frontier. These be the voyages of the Starship Crapper Prize. Our continuing mission to flush out any enemy in the galaxy. To seek out any smell. To boldly fail where no one has failed before.
I am 7 of 9. In this instance, I speak for the cooperative. Many Borg were disconnected from the collective when the Borg Queen was defeated in the hive.
Uh-huh. That's interesting. Yes, that's interesting. That's fucking interesting, man. Ever watched The Big Lebowski? Damn good movie. I highly recommend it. They peed on the dude's rug, man. They peed on your fucking rug. Fucking A. Maybe we can get some Dreadnoughts in here. Probe. See how we're set for the Borg right now. Damn cheaters is what they are. Fire. My 5 shields are failing. I really need to like read up on more of a, terms, nautical terms of ships and stuff, so I know which side's port. I forget. I used to know stuff, but as time goes on and you get older, you start forgetting shit. And as you forget shit, you forget about that shit too. Remove your shield, son. Man, I missed my drain. I wanted to go for criticals, and there go my drains. Star Trek, Star Trek, Star Trek. This is way long. The Borg are re-assimilating. No. Fire. We will not forget this. Sniffle. Spear. Probe. Spear. Disconnected. Board saved. Optional. Did it clear out the TFOs since I joined one? No, I guess it's that one. Yeah. Okay, I did not know that. I'm already in a TFO. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? They've got a power to morph that you've never seen before. No one could ever take them down. Yawn. We have an employee at work.
Species 8472 is approaching.
The Undine, they're not tired of me, y'all. They followed me here. I'm sorry. Well, we have an employee at work that one day wants to be a manager of a store. Told me this the other day. So I've been like going a little harder on them, like showing them stuff or whatever. And they're like, "Is that why you've been like on my ass about some things?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to be a manager, don't you?" I'm not a manager. I've trained people that have become managers. I've not really had the opportunity to train people correctly. There's never time. It's just insane. Like, you have to show some people like how to do something, and all of a sudden, like, you get interrupted with either a customer, a phone call, or something that has to be done right then. It's just so crazy. Ooh. We're getting thrown at us here. Shot by what, though? That's the thing. Yeah. Okay. Alright. It's an angry mob. The screen goes white.
The Undine will destroy the disconnected Borg ships. Stop them.
Why not? Why? Disrupt Undine Rift? Well, it lets me do that at least when I'm being fired upon. That's different. I'm trying to get it out of your gut, Captain. But damn it. Oh, you can't do that. Okay, you can't get fired upon doing that, but you can do the other thing. Makes sense? Totally. Not really. Stop firing at me, mister. Don't make me shoot at you with this primitive ship. I had the opportunity several times in this game to like get that big super ship or whatever from Star Trek Discovery. Not the well, yes, the Discovery ship itself, but the big or was it the one of the Star Trek movies? The newest versions of those, like the super ship that's in the that knocks this Enterprise out of warp when R2-D2 goes flying out the side of the ship. But I could have gotten like maybe 5 or 6 of those already in this game, but I just refused. And one of them that I did get, actually, I sold it, I think, on the exchange that one time. Where's the battle going at? There it is. The ship is under attack. Place it on top of attack. Reconnected probe. Fire. Time to go ape shit, yo. I like to haul around my little asteroid that comes out of nowhere and not one damn ship around to grab it. Alright, this is getting like annoying to me. This should have already happened. How long have we been recording? The screen's going to pause here in a second. 2 hours and 21 minutes. Son of a bitch. That is too damn long. Twitch is going to have a cow. It's like now whenever I export the video out to YouTube from Twitch, sometimes it does it twice. It's really flawed. You only hit it like one time, and it just like, oh, you mean 2? No. Do you mean 2 of them that time, boys? Ooh, a Borg ship. Surely the cube is going to be able to be like one of these massive dreadnoughts, correct? That would be a negative. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. This is annoying as hell.
I'm detecting something on an intercept course.
It's called your mama. Oh. Fire. You get back to that terminal, mister. Console's on fire. Medical to the ship, to the bridge. Medical to the bridge. Dr. McRoy. Damn it, Jim. Damn it, Jim. I'm a damn it, not a damn it. DeForest Kelly. His accent got more southern every time. Like all the time. Need some shields. Oh, you gonna do that to me, are you? Well, I'll just use this to get away from you. How's that? Okay, what do we got now? Something's gonna poop into existence. Boy, setting the chapters for this one's gonna suck ass.
The Vault have a ship designed to fight for. Destroy it before it attacks the Cooperative.
That does not count. That's so strange. A super Borg cube ship does not count as a dreadnought. And you can't stop these things. If you get out of it, it's like it's a like it flags you or whatever, and if you get so many, it like bans you from doing these or something. I don't know. So a close-up ship battle makes it even more cinematic. Yeah. I'll fire at you with my blue ship weapons. These are TOS weapons. Can I have some of those torpedoes? Borg killer torpedoes? Are we trying to like save the Borg? Is that it? Let me take the weapons away there. Let me shoot his asses here. It's like one of those just like you're railing on the keyboard, like the space bar for shooting, and that's all you're doing. Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, fuck you too. This is swearing too much. I can always dial it down a notch. Does that like put people off from watching videos? Is the swearing? Reconnected sphere. Sphere. We have gotten 0 Dreadnoughts. First officer's in the bathroom, vomiting. It's a Spork, are you pregnant again? Ooh, we gonna die, yo. We gonna die. Ramming speed, mister. We're gonna do what we're supposed to. We're gonna kill ourselves in the process. Huh, okay. Ooh, second life. I like it. We got any critical attacks on us yet? No. Oh, that's the ship there. This big, I think, one with the thing in the middle of it. Thing! There's a man out there. Uh-oh, here he goes. Here we go. We're dying. We're dying. Ooh, 6%, 8%. Look at us climbing back up. My bridge officers they be doing it, yo. There we go, we died. Kelvin timeline, yeah, that's the ship I could have got a lot of. I don't know if it's like an important ship. I think you can get it off of Lobby or whatever. Bobby-doo. Medigo. Yeah, this is definitely like way too long. Fire. Real life, I've respawned. These be my criticals, yo. They doing shit.
The collective will not fall here. I will not allow it.
Is it over?
You will be eliminated.
Who let Starscream in here? Oh, Megatron showed up too.
3 Dreadnoughts, but they're attacking one another.
Ooh.
This is your chance.
Yes. It's my chance to get lost. Voth Citadel Dreadnought. That's one of those that actually show up in the Battlezone. Ooh. Well, we quick about sacrificing ourselves. That's what I'm all about. Fire. We have Tholians here too. See, let's get that, and get a battery. I don't know where the hell I'm going. I do know the closer you are with your weapons, the more damage they do. Let's latch onto it like a flea. Here we are. We're like a tick on a wall right there, boys. Is that what Voth sound like now? Is that supposed to be an Undine? Okay, where's everybody else? Over here. Board Queen. Octahedron. Okay. Pish. Fire. Attack. All ships, red alert. Ooh, 3 of 5. That's good. One more Dreadnought over there. Okay, let's get some shields down. Ramming speed. I'm going the wrong damn way. Ram 'em! But sir, we're going the wrong way. I don't care about no perks, I just care about the Endeavor. Hull integrity my ass, mister. Fire. All weapons full blast. Okay, Megatron. Operation complete. Let's see, we'll get fleet, because duh, right? Okay, leave map now. That way we don't get sighted, because you can get in trouble for leaving too early on these things. Even whenever you lose connection accidentally. It'll be like penalize you. It's crazy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is... time remaining for something. What are we going to... let's go back out here. Maybe there's like another Dreadnought showed up here. Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, I hate you. And I chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, fuck you too. And death. Voth defeated 65. Battleships. Maybe we'll go to just like the regular like battle section. Like above the battle zone, the ground battle zone. There's usually like one of those big ships that show up every once in a while there. You bastard, you've killed my son. You Klingon bastards. You've killed my son. I need to have a Star Trek watch-a-thon thing, just myself. When will I have time? Never. That's when. Ooh, a big ship. Ooh, there we go. Get the Mr. Bean face going on here and getting all excited. Hello. I sit in the corner and look at the paintings. Whole integrity my ass, mister. Mr. Cashoff, sit down. You're in the way. Got it. Alright. Finally, damn it. That's an hour too long of a capture. That's why a lot of times I don't like doing all these endeavors, but I'm trying to make it. What are we doing on time? 2 hours and 32 minutes, 54 seconds. It's going to be a long one. Alright. Endeavors. Perks. It's going to be shit, watch. Whole regeneration space spent. Sprint speed. Ooh. Ooh, that is tempting right there for the Dyson. I need some spaces though. I'm gonna go for space. Because I need that. Alright, we're at 6,300. Okay, we're gonna get out of here and go back to Risa. And the little ship thing by itself like, hey, what about me? Okay. Risa system. That took too damn long. Let's see, we're gonna do transwarping or quantum slipstreaming. Let's see, go here, get off of those. Riser system, mister. Do you mind telling me what this is all about, mister? No, mister. Okay. That personal reroll, gotcha. And that junk. Okay, we are going to call that a day. This was day 25 of Risa plus Endeavors. Son of a bitch. Alright. We'll see you later, Bill and Ted.